Godzilla, the king of the monsters, a legendary legacy. Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the world of one of cinema's most iconic giants. That's right, we're talking about the one and only Godzilla. From towering over skyscrapers to battling other colossal creatures, Godzilla has been smashing his way into our hearts for decades. Have you ever wondered how this legendary monster came to be? Grab your snacks, sit back, and let's journey through the origins, evolution, and the massive impact of the king of the monsters. So, Godzilla, just the name sends chills down the spine, doesn't it? This gigantic radioactive reptile isn't just a movie monster. He's a symbol, a legacy, and a huge part of global pop culture. Over the years, Godzilla has roared his way through over 30 films, countless TV shows, video games, and even music. Whether you're a die-hard fan or just curious, we're here to break down everything that makes Godzilla the reigning champ of the monster world. All right, let's rewind the clock to the 1950s. Picture this: post-World War II Japan. The country is rebuilding after the devastating effects of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings. The shadows of the mushroom clouds loomed large over the nation, and the fear of nuclear annihilation was very real. Japan, during this time, was not just physically rebuilding, but also grappling with the psychological aftermath of nuclear warfare. The Cold War was heating up, and nuclear tests were being conducted left and right. The whole world was on edge. Enter the Lucky Dragon No. 5 incident in 1954. A Japanese fishing boat strayed too close to a U.S. nuclear test at Bikini Atoll and was exposed to radioactive fallout. The crew suffered radiation sickness, and one member sadly passed away. This incident shook Japan and reignited fears about nuclear radiation. This real-life event became the spark that ignited Godzilla's creation. The idea was to personify the destructive power of nuclear weapons into a tangible form, a monstrous creature born from the very thing that haunted their nightmares. Toho Studios, one of Japan's biggest film companies, took on the project. Directed by Ishiro Honda, the original Gojira, as it's called in Japan, was more than just a monster flick. It was a dark, somber film that reflected the anxieties and fears of the time. In the 1954 classic, Godzilla emerges from the depths of the ocean, awakened and mutated by nuclear radiation. He stomps through Tokyo, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. The military's conventional weapons are useless against him, and it becomes a race against time to find a way to stop this unstoppable force. But here's the thing. The movie isn't just about a big monster wrecking a city. It's a powerful allegory. Godzilla represents the catastrophic consequences of nuclear warfare. The devastated cities mirror the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of messing with forces beyond our control. When Gojira was released, it struck a chord with Japanese audiences. Internationally, it paved the way for the kaiju, giant monster genre. Critics praised its special effects and profound themes. It wasn't just another creature feature. It was a film with a message. Now, let's talk about how Godzilla has changed over the years. He's been around for nearly 7 decades, and he's had quite the makeover, multiple times. In the beginning, Godzilla was the villain, a force of nature wreaking havoc. But as the series progressed, especially during the 1960s and 70s, he started to take on a more heroic role. We saw Godzilla battling other monstrous threats like King Ghidorah, a 3-headed dragon from space, and the giant moth, Mothra. Movies like King Kong vs. Godzilla brought crossover battles that fans went nuts over. The tone shifted to be more kid-friendly, with Godzilla even doing a victory dance in Invasion of Astro Monster. In the 80s, Godzilla went back to his roots. The films got darker and more serious, rebooting the storyline as if the previous sequels didn't happen. With advanced special effects, Godzilla looked more menacing than ever. Films like The Return of Godzilla brought back the threat he posed to humanity. New monsters like Biollante, a giant plant creature, emerged, and the battles were epic. This era introduced standalone stories with new interpretations of Godzilla's origins. Each film tried to bring something fresh to the table. Godzilla 2000 Millennium kicked things off, giving Godzilla a sleek new look. Then came Godzilla Final Wars, which was like the ultimate monster mashup, featuring almost every kaiju in the series. In 2016, Shin Godzilla hit theaters, and it was a game-changer. Directed by Hideaki Anno, The film was a satirical take on government inefficiency. Godzilla was terrifying again, with a new design that was both creepy and fascinating. Meanwhile, Hollywood got in on the action with the MonsterVerse. Movies like Godzilla 2014, Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019, and Godzilla vs. Kong 2021 brought high-budget, CGI-filled spectacles to the big screen. It's been incredible to see Godzilla reach a whole new generation of fans worldwide. Godzilla didn't just spawn a franchise, he influenced the entire film industry. The original films pioneered special effects techniques like suitmation, actors in elaborate suits smashing through miniatures. Other filmmakers took notice. The kaiju genre exploded, leading to creations like Gamera and Ultraman. Even outside Japan, the idea of giant monsters became a staple in sci-fi and action movies. Godzilla is more than just a Japanese icon. He's a global superstar. He's got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, for crying out loud. From cartoons to comic books, Godzilla has appeared in almost every form of media. He's been referenced in songs, TV shows, and even had a cameo in The Simpsons. His roar is instantly recognizable, and his image is synonymous with monster worldwide. Let's not forget the mountain of merchandise: toys, models, t-shirts, posters, you name it. Video games? Oh yeah, from classic arcade games to modern consoles, gamers have been able to stomp around as Godzilla for decades. Fan conventions celebrate his legacy, bringing together enthusiasts from around the globe. Creating Godzilla wasn't easy. The original suit weighed over 200 pounds and was incredibly hot inside. Actors would lose pounds in sweat during filming. The dedication to practical effects gave the films a tangible feel. Over time, techniques improved, leading to more flexible suits and animatronics. Eventually, CGI was incorporated, especially in the Hollywood adaptations. Behind Godzilla is a team of talented individuals. Directors like Ishiro Honda and special effects wizard Eiji Tsuburaya were instrumental in shaping the films. Haruo Nakajima, the actor who played Godzilla in 12 films, studied animals at the zoo to perfect his movements. Talk about commitment. Godzilla's world is populated with an array of incredible creatures. King Ghidorah, a three-headed golden dragon from space. Mothra, a giant moth guardian and sometimes ally to Godzilla. Mechagodzilla, a robotic doppelganger built to counter Godzilla's might. Rodan, a massive pteranodon-like creature with supersonic speeds. The interactions between Godzilla and other kaiju often reflect larger themes. Team-ups against common threats symbolize unity, while battles showcase the struggle between nature and human interference. So, what's next for the big guy? Well, the MonsterVerse seems to be going strong. There are whispers about sequels and new adventures. There's also talk of animated series like Godzilla Singular Point. Fans are hungry for more epic battles and deeper stories. There's a hope that future films will continue to respect the roots of Godzilla while exploring new territories. From a metaphor for nuclear devastation to a pop culture titan, Godzilla has roared his way through history. He's evolved, adapted, and remained relevant. Godzilla isn't just a monster. He's a reflection of humanity's fears, challenges, and resilience. His stories continue to resonate. What's your favorite Godzilla moment? Is it a fierce battle, a poignant scene, or maybe a hilarious dance move? Thanks for joining me on this monstrous journey. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, keep roaring, folks.